Welcome to My Tiny Bottles, the series where I explore my grandmother's legacy of miniature liquor bottles, one tiny bottle at a time. I'm your host, Tammy Coxon. In my first bottle pick video, I drank the dregs of a tiny bottle of Sangster's old Jamaica liqueurs Pimento Dram. If you haven't seen the video yet, you can find a link in the show notes. The bottle had been sealed when my dad delivered it to me, but leaked almost all of its liquid out just a couple days later. I'm sure there are a lot of empty bottles in the bins, but I was really sad to lose this one because as a tiki cocktail fan, vintage Pimento Dram is especially interesting to me. So what is this stuff? Pimento Dram is the original name for what is also called allspice dram. While pimento was the indigenous term for the fruits of the pimento tree, British explorers to the Caribbean in the 18th century called it allspice because to them it tasted like cinnamon, nutmeg, and clove all in one. In post-war and mid-century America, allspice dram was a staple ingredient in the tiki cocktail craze that was sweeping the nation. You could find it in cocktails like the Three Dots and a Dash from Don the Beachcomber. But by the early 1980s, tiki was dead, and regular imports to the US had dried up. The Sangster's brand was founded by Dr. Ian Sangster, who was a Scotsman who first went to Jamaica in 1967 to teach at the university there. He ended up taking a variety of jobs within the sugar industry, but also used his knowledge in, shall we say, a more practical fashion, starting the old Sangster's brand in 1974. The company had a range of 27 different rums and liqueurs, including recipes that Sangster and his wife co-created in their kitchen. One of these was Sangster's Rum Cream, which is a cream liqueur along the lines of Bailey's. Still sold all over Jamaica today, because after Sangster died in 2001, giant Jamaican rum producer J. Ray and Nephew purchased the company. They continued to sell some of the range, but not my Pimento Dram, or the one that the internet remains most passionate about, the enticingly named World's End Wild Orange Liqueur. So I think this bottle is probably from the early 80s. The volume is given in milliliters, which became the global standard in 1980. And the plastic bottle that I am blaming for it leaking is also a clue, since those didn't become legal in the US until 1981, and I'm assuming probably not much earlier in other countries. Whatever its age, I have to say that the sip I took was mighty tasty. I keep eyeing this last drip that's in here. Intensely allspicey, as you'd expect, and can probably tell by my expression in the video. I'd happily add it to my tiki cocktail repertoire if it was still around, but I don't need it enough to buy the €299 bottle I found online being sold by a shop in Germany. But if you want it, look for a link in the show notes. If you enjoyed this video, please like or comment below. Want to see more? Be sure to subscribe. You can also check mytinybottles.com for a deeper dive into each bottle, including blogs and podcasts. And finally, follow My Tiny Bottles on all your socials for more. Cheers!